at the outset, I would like to thank the organizers for inviting me, and at the same time, it's my responsibility to congratulate them because initially I was a little hesitant when I saw this title. It is Indian, and in between there was a word which I feel salon and then wellness because I'm a doctor from Ayurveda fraternity. But in the second instant, I decided, okay, it is not the wedge, it is the bridge because you need the relaxation at that point. So use this wellness system. As we always say, Ayurveda has a famous slogan in Sanskrit called Swasthasya Swasthya Rakshanam Aturasya Roga Prachamanam. It is not illness based, it is more wellness based. That's where I found there is a link. And I'm fifth generation in my family. Understood we have not contemporarized Ayurveda. And a platform is required. Unfortunate, the biggest and the largest Ayurveda company in the world, Dabur, has given me a platform to take care of the R&D. Therefore, I'm here. First of all, I would like to thank Ritu and Shilpa for taking pains and communicating me. I was running around the last 2 weeks. Still, you are catching me. Thanks. And the second one, I heard a lot about somewhere you were sitting there on Kumaravale. You are a Periya Vale to organize this Periya occasion. So, okay. So, I congratulate you. I would like to take you through because I'm a member of some of the government committees. I was part of a government for about 12 years. Therefore, I know the problems of this system as well as the opportunities. As we always do this SWOT analysis, that along with your threats, you have opportunities. It's up to you whether you are worried about the threats or ready to take up the opportunities. Burana dekhan bhai chala, burana miliya koi. That's how we should look at life. Surprisingly, this land has provided the first reference of cosmetics, right from the Vedic literature, and especially Shushruta, whom we consider 2000 BC, had pronounced the first time Saundarya Sadhan for the day-to-day life. And the same gentleman had pronounced about the cosmetic surgeries like rhinoplasty, so on and so forth. The father of surgery had given cosmetic surgery. He had given a lot of herbs related to cosmetics. You will be surprised to know there were conditions like palitya, khalitya, which is gray hair, and then this what you call baldness, and different kinds, alopecia areata to the totalis, all have been described. And related to hormones, that has been disguised as ruhya. So, a lot of conditions have been understood, well documented, and in the recent years, when we started studying on human papilloma models in vitro, we identified these herbs are more potential than the conventional molecules. We have a lot of data generated. So my point here is, this country, as we all know, has a lot of rich literature which has not been converted into business, which is all required. Science and commerce to go together. They're always, that's what I pronounce whenever I have a debate, a discussion with my colleagues and counterparts. Mostly, if you look at government organizations, there will be only research organization, except DRDO and few exceptions. It's always research institute. ICMR is a research institute. CCRS is a research institute. It is industry which is going to give the D part, the development part and the commerce part. So that's where some of the academicians, if at all, we are among the audience, just give a serious thought, find out a way how we are going to come together, convert the S part, this R part into D. Okay, that's more essential. Going back to the literature, Cleopatra, she is known for a lot of cosmetic areas. And aptly, just my predecessor speaker was talking about homeopathy. There is a famous herb, all of you are aware of it, Atropa belladonna. If you look at the history of Atropa belladonna, belladonna was a Greek princess, Roman princess. She used to decorate her eyes with the paste of these leaves, which used to dilate the pupil, and she used to look beautiful. So biotics and meiotics concept was there from the ancient days. carefully looking at the literature, you get a lot of information, science as well as commerce. That's the point I want to make. In India, a lot of texts are available on cosmetics. Unfortunately, they have been promoted as sexology texts. Number one is Vastha and Kama Sutra. You have a very little description of cosmetics in Vastha and Kama Sutra, but the next text is called Anangaranga by Kalyan Malla, which is a 16th century text. You will come across the most modern cosmetic techniques from this. You will be surprised to know the depilation is known right from Sushruta's time. That was surgical depilation, but a lot of depilators were used. A plant called Shemi, Prosopis speciesera by botanical name. It is the same tree on which Arjuna was hiding his bows and arrows while leaving for exile. And if you take the seeds of this plant, make a paste and apply depilation. Take arsenic disulfide, which is external application safe, along with lime depilation. These are safe depilators. Today we talk about the hue, silver hue. You spend a lot of money. Take sesame seeds, soak it in the cactus latex for 1 week, apply it, the hair will turn silver, okay, silver color. So that means a lot of techniques which we are thinking about are known. It's always we talk about black color plenty are there, like your indigo ferra tinctoria, eclipta alba. Even as a matter of fact, if you just keep paste of amla in an iron vessel, cast iron vessel, apply it the next day. It's a traditional way of giving coloration, hair dye. They're all available in the literature. Have you tried to popularize? See, as a pharmacologist, we always say drug must be cheap and easily available. It is cheap and easily available. Are we making it near and dear to the consumers? Are the population available in this country? We are promoting a lot of triclosan to come into the nature and spoil our nature. That's the soaps. The soaps we use are enriched with triclosan. FDA is cautioning about triclosan and all other carcinogen in toothpaste. Come nearer to the nature. That's where we are doing our research today. And during the processes, there are a lot of challenges. The herbs, they come from nature. And it's our responsibility to ensure the quality. How to do that? At least at our R&D, we have taken initiative about 10 years. When we started it, many people have raised their eyebrows why we are trying to spend that kind of money on this. This is called Bioresource Development Group, where we started identifying the herbs which need to be cultivated. We started identifying the genomes. We started doing the DNA fingerprinting. We have done the countrywide mapping of these genomes. And today, majority of the herbs, at least 32 out of 81 which we cultivate, we know which germplasm is going to be there in the field when we cultivate. We go to the same geoclimatic zones and we cultivate it there. And many of the herbs, we are self-sufficient. Therefore, we are able to give these quality standards required. But it may not be possible in some of the herbs there. Yes, you should reduce the noise levels by optimizing the biologically active markers to the extent possible, or looking at the alternatives wherever it is possible. Again, in the morning, I was listening to some of the speakers. We are all relaxed. This spa saloon is one area where we are safe because nobody can provide a haircut. Please let us not be that sure, because in medicine, we were thinking the same thing a few years back, and in last year, March, I was listening to Medanta doctor at Bangalore, where he was Cochin, where he was talking about robotic surgeries. Okay? So, if you have Rajnikants from Robo, like what it has happened, doing all cuttings, it will be dangerous for us. Just let's care about that also. Let's not be too sure, because nobody was thinking in 1960s man will reach moon. At least from India, it was out of question, and now Chandrayaan is successful. So your robotic cuttings may not be that far. Okay. On the lighter front. Okay. The most important thing which I would like to highlight here, and for what I am here, as a traditional practitioner, which I have realized in my 23 years of practice, we have failed to contemporize Ayurveda. We have created a lot of segments like 3A, 3H categories where we follow the Granthas, or we take the herbs from Granthas and make formulations. And BIS, one side, introduced herbal cosmetics without understanding the implications. By just mentioning, you take the herbs from literature. No serious effort has been made. Even Rule 158B, 2B of Drugs and Cosmetics Act talk about Ayurveda Saundarya Prasadak. Not even one license obtained in this particular category. Okay. My point is, we are not serious about identifying our needs. So let's identify the needs. What kind of format we require, and put it in practice. And that is called contemporization. Otherwise, it will be out of context. Today, some of the tooth powders, they may vanish. This category itself is a declining category. And tomorrow, toothpaste may be a declining category. We don't know what is after 1 decade or 2 decades. Are we prepared? So that kind of planning is also required. And finally, I'll be coming to the concept of spas. That's a other concept which I should talk about. Of course, to various reasons, I left. Rather, I should like to say sacrificed to work for R&D. I was running about 6 centers of these so-called your special Panchkarma treatment centers, where we could successfully replicate, provided you invest about 2-3 years on youngsters who are fresh graduates, put them on practice, because you have to train them to treat. And here, if you are looking at spa, please focus only on the wellness. That's why where the rehabilitation, now I have seen in the topic provided, we were also discussing about rehabilitations. Let us leave the rehabilitation part, because this again invites the Clinics and Hospitals Act, which is again stringent. Wellness segment as such is out of the clutches of the medical acts, existing medical acts. Let us not bring it into the act and unnecessarily face some situation. Better to separate it, better to take it away. Ayurveda has provided enough references about the wellness practices, like you see in the West. Ayurveda today is divided vertically into 2 categories. West is practicing the wellness part. In India, the practitioners are practicing the illness part. West, if you go there, they start with the daily regime. They'll talk about your dinacharya. They talk about the way of living, correct living. In India, if you go to a Ayurveda clinic, they start prescription. That's the basic difference. So we have to bridge the gap, taking the existing models, make a role model for the future. And yes, it's good. We are all talking about beauty. I would like to conclude by saying only one thing. From All India Radio, right from my childhood, I used to listen a Sanskrit verse every day. Every Friday morning at around 7:15, there used to be Sanskrit program. They used to say, Keyuranina bhushayanti purusham, arana chandojvala, na snanam na vilepanam na kusumam, vagbhushanam bhushanam. That means we may have a lot of beautification procedures. We may wear garlands, we may wear ornaments, but there is no ornament better than good words to your neighbors and friends. Thank you very much.